First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Play fake here on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. This will be fielded at the 17. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. From the 32 now. Here's first and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff looking right. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Now they try the right side here. And now running right through it. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
No. Check. Patriot. Gun.
They're going to try and throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Falcons have taken the early lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about that little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in what you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week. You must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 15. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watching that, Barney, Barney. Watching that, Barney, Barney.
Now a handoff looking right. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Over.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Leopard. Back down to that Philly. Here we go. No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Over.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Partner, when you're not able to run the ball successfully, it really messes everything up for an offense because no longer are you setting the tone and dictating the game. If you do want to throw the ball, play action's kind of gone out the window because they don't respect the run. And last but not least, you don't get to dictate it all when you want to throw the football. And that really hurts you as an offense.
They'll try and throw for it here. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
No. Check. Patriot.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And, a little spin cycle. Room to run now. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup there, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Detroit! Gone! All right, now, lucky 56.
Back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with.
Oh, this is blocked. This is going the other way. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there was a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now, much more of a field goal attempt? And the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
and get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they'll run it here. Pushing through the contact. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board. And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
All right, here we go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain, but
Still
also not
down
on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 47 yards. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Now they try the right side here. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not much running room. Down to the 32. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a handoff looking right. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A minute 59 to go in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick throw, that's complete on the inside slant. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. And a nice gain at 21 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now we'll see what Michael Thomas and the rest of the offense has in store here. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Now they try the right side here. There he goes inside the 30. 20! Touchdown, Falcons! A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Zerline now for the PAT. Zerline connects on the extra point, and a route is on here in this first half. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Lucky 56. Gone.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And now the juke. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Here we go now. 3.
From From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle.
Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons add on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse.
All right, here we go.
But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. So you want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they'll go on the ground. Gets around him. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special runs in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
No, check, Patriot!
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now they try the right side here. And down to the 36-yard line here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Watch it now, Barney!
Now a handoff looking right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go! Gun! All right, now, lucky 56.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Over!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They run it again with Kamara. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Back to throw here. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 13 and also a first down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
On second down, Kamara. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
He'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
by
the time we have to leave the booth.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Leopard. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case. It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
They get it to him running left. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Cameron Meredith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Tavecchio good on the extra point. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, nice move. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. 56. Gone. Hot.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to float this one deep right. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Falcons add on. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Again, this is Kamara. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact.
Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
319.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And we'll see what he can do on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
enjoy.
Share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 44 yards.
Leopard! Over!
on the ground they go with a running back. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
No. Check. Patriot.
And they'll run it here. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. Zerline good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. This is where his eyes told him everything he needed to know. As a linebacker, when you're sitting at the 2nd level and you can see everything in front of you, that play just developed right in front of him, and he got there in a hurry and made a really nice play.
On the crossing route, complete. It's Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
3-19.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a 1st down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carr. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll look to throw here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Gone! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney!
Back to throw now in his own end zone. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
Detroit! Gone!
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 47 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Blue 90!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was
pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Very difficult night for the guys on offense. They've got to be looking at each other in the huddle and on the sidelines. How are we going to find some open space to complete a pass and find open room to run? This defense all night long has squeezed down the passing lanes, made plays on the football. It's really been a thing of beauty for them. He's got to figure all day long prepping for the game. They had to have talked about it again and again. Squeeze passing lanes, and we'll be in great shape.
The holding penalty and negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20.
Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, the ball comes out on on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now back to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Falcons on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be third and a mile.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Detroit. Detroit. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And a failure on fourth down on the other side leads immediately to a first and goal.
Set. 3-19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. The tight end Josh Hill was the target. And now it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon.
Leopard. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit.
Looking to throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing